Hi there, welcome back. This is Kelly Resendez, where we talk all things abundance and world positivity. So I want to speak directly to all of the young people out there that are just starting off in their career. I'm asked this question a lot, like, what would you say to your 20 or 25-year-old self? And so I want to speak directly to you. And to be honest, I'm talking to myself because there's still an aspect of me that shows up and wishes I would have done something different. But quite honestly, I wouldn't be sitting here today unless I went through some of those challenges that I did when I was younger. So let's just say you're just starting off in your career. The first thing that I would ask yourself, and this is going to be a hard one, am I really living for me? Many of you may not be awake to the idea that our parents accidentally overlaid a lot of their opinions and values and programming on us. Or maybe we knew what society expected. I needed to go get a 4-year degree and get a job doing something. And now you find yourself at the end of every day exhausted, maybe having a glass of wine and zoning out on Netflix and not having the energy to do anything more. So you really need to ask yourself that bigger question. Do I really love what I'm doing? Because if you don't, that's okay. That's just clarity. It's just clarity. Now, maybe you feel pressure to earn at a certain level because you've racked up some student loans or it's just what's expected of you. And so I'm just giving you permission right now to put yourself into what I call curiosity phase. You don't have to have it all figured out. You're just curious. And so what you want to start to do is journal or write every day the things that you do love. When you show up and maybe you help a friend or you have a great meeting or you closed an account and you feel fantastic, I just want you to start taking inventory of all of the things that you love. Now, you can do the same thing with something you don't love. I just don't want you to write down, I hate meeting with XYZ. I want you to turn it into something that maybe they were disrespectful. And so I love meeting with respectful people. Like, you really want to always turn that around a little bit. And so that's the first thing that you're doing in curiosity, is you're getting really curious about the things that you do. The second thing in curiosity is I would ask yourself, what's possible? Like, maybe I can create an and. I know for myself, aligning 14 years ago with Good Leap, a world positive company where our CEO, Hayes Barnard, really supported #1 female leadership, but he also supported my vision for wanting to make the world a better place. I'd been in personal growth and development. And so rather than just not saying anything, I let him know, like, I want to speak more, I want to write more. So I created ands in my life. I'm an executive and I'm a writer. I've published 2 books. My 3rd is coming out in 2025. I speak regularly. I also co-own a women's mastermind community called GoBundance Women. And really, I've been able to do all those things and work in my career. And so you have to ask yourself, like, maybe it's something that you can just start to play with a little bit. Our feminine side of us is creativity. It's all about being and not doing. And so what I've noticed is that when women do too much, we burn out easier than our male counterparts. And that's just because of feminine and masculine energy. So start to play with that and just a little bit more. And then the third thing that I would really invite you to really dig into is, do you feel worthy? Like, really, like, all the way to your bones, all the way. Like, do you feel worthy? Or have you been trying to prove, explain, or justify your worth this whole time? Now, I've noticed with our programming, it's how I grew up, that you needed the external to prove your worth. And I want you to just let that go. So trust me on this, just let it go. The thoughts are still going to come up, but I want you to talk to the thoughts. And I want you to make friends with those thoughts that say you're not enough. I want you to make sure that you just know, like, hey, I see you, I hear you, but we don't need to prove ourselves anymore. Like, being on this authentic path is really about embodying the masterpiece that we are. Now, you can still build confidence, which is more represented in the external world, by doing things outside of our comfort zone simultaneously while feeling in our worth. And so I really want you to play with that. And there's all sorts of resources out there. A great book called Worthy is out there. Jamie Kern-Lima just really helps you with that. Now, I'll be honest with you, that wasn't my path. And for some of you listening, you might have been on my path. I felt like I was too much. So it wasn't expressed, like my worthiness wasn't expressed in I'm not enough and I doubt myself. It was, oh, I'm too much. I need to make myself smaller so other people around me feel more comfortable. Both are inauthentic. And so we've got to find that just right path where we truly know, like, I am living for me. I trust that if everything works out okay for me, then everyone around me is going to be okay. Now, I'm all about healthy boundaries. The one thing that I would tell you when it comes to your parents, because if you're a young adult, they're probably still trying to tell you their opinions. I would invite you to set some strong boundaries. They can either be something that you speak or something that you choose for yourself, depending on what kind of parents you have. It did sound something like this, like, hey, mom and dad, I know that we both want what's best for me, and I know you want me to be happy more than anything, but I'm a little worried that when you share your opinions, that I am really just kind of doing what you want instead of what I want. And I'm hoping that maybe we could set some boundaries around that. Would it be possible for you to kind of keep your opinions to yourself? And trust me, I'm a mom, 19 and 21-year-old. I've got to hold myself back all the time from sharing my opinions with anyone. It's just human nature to want to do that. But what happens when we haven't fully stepped into our worth is that we allow those things to affect us. If you can't have that conversation, all you're going to do is hold space for your parents or whoever the caretakers are, or the highly opinionated people, maybe at the holidays or whatnot. Hold space for them to share it and not let it pierce the veil of your desires, of your disciplines, and you're going to keep on this same path. So that's another important piece, is really just stepping into this worth. Just the last thing that I would say is that you must embrace challenges and suffering as a part of our human experience. I can't teach you abundance or world positivity enough to be able to eliminate those things. You are just going to experience them different. So let's just say you lose a job, right? If you look at it that it's happening for you, maybe it's your time to start really doing what you want to do. Or maybe you're working someplace that's actually destroying people or the planet and they aren't value driven, right? You're never going to feel good about it. I know that's how I was. I stepped away from a career where I was earning high six figures to take a risk on a company that's now a multi-billion-dollar company, but that's not where we started, because I needed to align my values with where I was working. So some of these experiences that we go through, maybe a relationship ending, right? It's painful, but it's for you. Maybe you can finally see that, man, I have been dating below my standards. I have allowed people in to treat me with disrespect or whatever it is that they're doing. And it becomes for you because, again, you get more clarity out of those situations. And so the greatest gift that I would give yourself right now is the gift of proximity. Probably the greatest thing that I would tell my 20 or 25-year-old self. Surround yourself with people that will be a mirror and reflect back to you your greatness, and will also hold you accountable to your vision and to your desires in your life, that will support you, that are like-minded, that also want to make a difference in the world, that are also conscious, that are also on this journey of finding their highest, most authentic self. I can tell you in my Mastermind Go Abundance Women, which hopefully you'll all be a member of one day, is that, we've got 150 women that want to show the younger generation what's possible, that we can have it all. We can have a successful career and achieve financial freedom and have great relationships and make a bigger contribution in the world, that we truly can have it all. So just really do an audit on your environment and who you surround yourself with. And if people don't make you feel good, either get them out or set some really strong boundaries for yourself. So I am wishing you many blessings on this journey. Hopefully you'll tune in to all future episodes. I wish I had this information in my 20s. Took me until 2004 to really step into that journey of finding my higher, most authentic self. So again, just thanks for tuning in, and share this episode with a friend that maybe needs to hear it as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.